This is part 2 of a 3-part series on contract management in Standard Time. And specifically we're talking about option year funding and contract mods that you might get as a prime contractor or subcontractor for U.S. government contracts, DoD and other such contracts. You should know that Standard Time supports these contracts directly. And so we're going to take a little bit deeper look at how that happens. We're going to start by going to the Tools menu and choose Projects. We're going to click on a project. As we saw in part 1, we want to make sure that the billing method has by option year rates chosen. Then go to the Tools menu, choose Option Year Funding, and that takes us to this page. So we're going to click on each of the objects along the left-hand side and then look at the properties on the right-hand side to see how these fit together and what relationships they have. Starting at the top of the hierarchy, you have the option year, and you can enter a name and a description for that, anything you like. You want to put in the point of contact and the purchase order. Then there is a spot for the subcontract and prime contract numbers and the date awarded. So you should fill in these fields even though they are not required, but this will allow you to fully document the contract and allow other executives and management to see those. You'll be able to report on that. There are also 3 text fields that you can put in anything you like. The values down below are the summations from all of the contract mods and employee labor assignments below them. So if you want to see the summations or totals or the roll-ups for the option year, you can see that. You can also see it at the contract mod level and project level. So let's go ahead and go down into the contract mod level here. Again, it has a name and a description. There's a date for when you received the contract and when it will become effective. So that allows you to have an orderly transition on that date. Go ahead and click these buttons when you sign and get a countersign from your client. You can also make a mod the active mod, which you'll see by the green check marks over on the left-hand side. That is the mod you are operating under right now. The period of performance are the dates under which this mod is active. When you change these dates, they will roll down to the employee labor assignments, which you can then override later. You also can attach the actual contract to this object on the left, and then you have your 3 text fields that you can put in anything you like. As we saw in the option year, you have the same fields that are roll-ups for this contract mod alone. So you can see the roll-ups at the contract mod level, at the option year level, and at the project level. When I go down into the employee labor assignments, you see that each one has a name for the employee, and there are dates for the period of performance. This labor rate is only active during this period of performance. So when the employee puts hours into the timesheet, the program simply looks at this date range and chooses this labor rate for that date range. These are the hours funded for this period of performance. Again, we get the hours here from the timesheet, which gives us the hours remaining. The labor funded is arrived at by multiplying the labor rate times the hours funded. The labor used is also obtained from the timesheet, which gives us the labor remaining. So that's kind of a look at these labor assignments. You'll go ahead and fill out one for each employee on the contract mod. You'll also specify any ODCs. Go ahead and put in one for each. They have a name, a description, and an amount. So those values will roll up to the contract mod level. They will also roll up to the option year level, and then finally to the project level, so that you'll see all of the totals for all your hours, labor, and other direct costs.